I'm very grateful that it did. And they entrusted me to look after the garden. And the one thing they did say was, you're not just a gardener, we want you to do a bit of lecturing. Which seemed like a good idea at the time and has taken me much further than I would have done had it simply been a curator. I've been really glad of the chance to teach. Because, as I said earlier, there's not much point, I don't think, in having a lovely garden if you haven't got people in it and you haven't got a chance to tell them about it. That's the great joy, the major joy for me of the gardens. I said right at the beginning that today means a lot to me. Treborth's where I've grown up since I came to Bangor, really. Where I met my wife, Caroline, where our children have been brought up. Fantastic place to bring up children. So I have a great deal to be grateful for, and I thank the university for that. It's a unique opportunity. Our children have enjoyed this place and gone on to have a great interest in the natural world. And I am very grateful for their support particularly, because it's a big job, and it's a job that's perhaps more demanding than most. And they've had to compete for my affection a lot of the time. The garden has often come first. Sometimes actually before my own family, but I've been very lucky to have a very tolerant and understanding family. I've also been incredibly lucky in the people that work with me, and that's not always the case, is it? You can be stuck in a rut with working colleagues you really would rather not spend much time with. That has never been the case with me. Every year there's a new flux of students, fantastic, young, fruitful minds. Every one of them different, every one of them worth an awful lot of time. Every one of them you want to see to go on to do great things. I've had some fantastic work colleagues. I've mentioned a few of them, and there are many more. It's great to see Chris Glidden here, wherever you are, Chris. Lots of people that have inspired me to make sure that every day is very, very different indeed. There's no greater place than university for that. That combination of intelligence and ambition, thinking outside the box, it's just quite unique. And anybody that doesn't support universities just, I don't know, needs to be sent somewhere else. They are an amazing place, and we should treasure them. I think it's one of the ways in which we can say a country is civilized. It really is just one of those important things. Whether or not they should have botanic gardens, well, that's perhaps for each and every one of you to decide. I firmly believe botanic gardens have an important role to play, and they really are a shop window for much of what we want to learn about the natural world. And biological science neglects botanic gardens at its own peril. There are, I think, 2,500 botanic gardens, Sophie, in the world today. There should be 10 times that many, I feel. They already attract more visitors than zoos. They need to carry on attracting far more visitors and to educate everybody about the planet. This year is important for 3 reasons. Treborth's 50th, International Year of Biodiversity, and yes, the World Cup. If you ask the average person which of those 3 it's important for, they'd say the World Cup. Wouldn't it be nice if they said one of the other 2? Wouldn't it be nice if the amount of revenue and interest that the World Cup enjoys came to support the Year of Biodiversity and Botanic Gardens? I'll dream on for the time when that happens, but if it did, we'd all be safe. If it doesn't, we won't. So by being here today, you've proved that at least some of you feel that our 50th birthday is a really important event this year. Probably like me, you're also pretty keen on the World Cup. We'll want to get back to 7:30 to see England play the United States. But thank you for giving up half your weekend to be here. I've missed a lot out, and I apologise profusely if I have not mentioned of deserving people. I'm surrounded by you all, and many that couldn't be here today. So I hope you will excuse me in that I haven't included you all. I want to finish simply by saying a particular thanks, as it is our alumnus, to two very deserving alumni, Enid and Havina. Enid and Havina are associated with the Botanic Garden now and have been for many years, and they're amongst the most senior of the alumni here today. They both graduated a little while ago now and have maintained their involvement with the university and with Treborth for a long time. Havina's husband taught me in my first year. In fact, Havina, he was my tutor, and I remember writing a pretty poor essay for Tony on game management in Africa, which I've still got, with his comments, which were very instructive. Enid I have known for a really long time, haven't I? Enid has been a mentor to me for many years. She taught biology for many years in Bangor, so many students have gone through Enid's hands, and she always amazes me with her energy and interest and enthusiasm, as do so many of her friends. And it's great to have an opportunity to pay tribute to Enid and Havina, our two longest alumni here today, to Pat Den, who's somewhere in the audience, I can't just see her at the moment, who has been one of my most amazing mentors, who again taught me as an undergraduate and has taught me in a true sense of the word ever since. And to people like Anne sitting next to Pat, and to Pauline, who encapsulate so much of what is of great value to a gardener and a curator, real plant sense, plantsmanship. So thank you to all of you and everybody else. And just a little token of our thanks to Havina and Enid. Thank you. It's so good as to accept a few flowers, and our grateful thanks